Welcome to Rice TVX and the latest transmission of Stranger Than Fiction. On today's show, we're going to be talking about practice change. A lot of you hear me in my videos saying be the change by practicing change. So practice change will be explained, and then I'll explain how it's been reinforced with my War Castles reaction. Now, before we get things started, a few quick messages from the sponsors of Rice TVX.
BitSwap is the hottest new way to trade tokens. Crawling all the top decentralized exchanges, BitSwap will get you the very best price and value for your trades. BitSwap is changing the game. Try it now at bitswapdex.com.
And information can be found down below in the video description, live streaming on Rice TVX and Rice TVX2. So make sure you subscribe to both channels on YouTube. Information for BitSwap Dex, Presearch, and Monarch is listed down below in the video description. And if you're just tuning in for the replay, go ahead and fast forward to about the 4-minute, 20-second mark. No pun intended. Because I got one quick promo I'm going to be playing here for Rice TVX, giving everybody time to get in today's live stream, which I only announced a couple hours ago. So pay attention to the Rice TVX promo that you are about to see and hear. If this just happens to be your first time ever watching any of my videos, I do encourage you to check out and explore my channel. Make sure you're subscribed and hit that notification bell so you can stay up to date with my videos as they come out. Also, due to all the recent censorship, make sure you subscribe to my backup channel, Rice TVX2, the sequel. And I've also recently deleted more than half of my videos on my main YouTube channel, which means you can find 100% of my content plus exclusive videos over on Odyssey and Library. If you haven't already, be sure to visit ricetvx.com and sign up for the mailing list so that you never miss an update or new Rice TVX content. You can also find all my social media links as well as merchandise that is coming soon. If you'd like to support the channel directly, consider joining my Patreon, where I have 3 different levels of membership, or if you'd like to send a direct contribution or tip, I have my Cash App information, PayPal, and my CoinTree link for cryptocurrency addresses listed below in the video description. Take advantage of my partnership with Money Metals Exchange. Get your free ½ ounce of silver. All you need to do is be a first-time buyer, visit moneymetals.com, purchase a minimum of $100, and use the promo code RICE. You get that free ½ ounce of silver, and it's another way to support the channel. I will include links down below in the video description for everything I just mentioned, as well as everything that we talk about on today's show. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in for today's live stream. Again, welcome to the Rice TVX. Make sure you smash that like button. It helps other people to be able to see this information in the YouTube algorithm flow. So I'm going to be talking a little bit about this War Castles video that was released last night, going into a little bit about that, but it gave me a perfect opportunity to talk about practice change. And a lot of people hear me talk about in my videos, I end the videos, I encourage you to be the change by practicing change. And I have a playlist that I've created in regards to practice change. So I encourage people to explore my channel and check out my playlist section. I'll go ahead and show it here. And it is linked down below in the video description, my practice change videos. So I started my channel in early 2018, in January 2018. And one of the reasons I started my channel, and one of the reasons that practice change is at the core of everything that I do, is because I had to be accountable to something. So I've talked about my past in other videos. I haven't gone into full detail about my criminal record and things to that effect, which no felonies or anything to that effect. And if somebody needs an explanation for something, you're more than welcome to reach out to me. But this gives a perfect example of what practice change is about, because I've been on this path since early 2017. And then I started my channel in early 2018. And I've been accountable to this path of being the change that I want to see in this world the entire time. Yes, I have been in some legal trouble in the past. There's some things in my past that I'm not exactly proud of, but our past is not what defines us. It's our actions and what we do in the present and how it will affect our futures that show that kind of change. So I encourage people to watch the video, and I'm going to be getting into full details about the video here in just a little bit. But practice change. As you can see, this is from the bio in the about section of my website. Practice change is at the core of everything that I do. It is a philosophy of positive self-development where we learn from all of our experiences, good or bad, positive or negative. We evaluate them on a daily or regular basis and practice every day to be a better version of who we are. I have love for everyone and truly want to help make a difference in this world. I believe that every day that we have the opportunity as individuals to make substantial impacts in ways that are true to us, no matter how big or small, and we all have a voice, and each voice multiplied can create real change, operating as consciousness to open people's eyes to what is possible. And I always say when enough people take a stand, nothing can stand against the people. So somebody putting out a video that purpose is to expose my past is ridiculous, because I'm open about who I am. Yes, I have a criminal record. You're more than welcome to watch the video. It's linked down below, and we will talk about it. And you're more than welcome, like I said, to reach out to me. I have not been in any sort of legal trouble since 2014, 2015. So we're talking about 6-7 years that I haven't been in any sort of legal trouble, arrested in court, charged with anything or anything to that effect. I have, if you look in the video, there's like 26 pages of offenses, and the majority of them are all driving related. Driving without a license, driving with a revoked license, driving without insurance. I have possession of marijuana, which I still smoke my medicine to this day. And it's one of the things that helps me on a daily basis with my mental health. And we're going to talk about mental health and mental illness as I get into this video from this gentleman here towards after I'm done talking about practice change, because some people were saying you shouldn't do this video. But the reason I'm deciding to do the video is because it gives me an opportunity to talk about practice change, which is at the core of what I do. Being the change that I want to see in this world. That's why I study the things I study. That's why I cover the topics that I cover. That's why I try to help educate and empower people about economics, share my perspective on politics, teach people and help them get a better understanding about cryptocurrencies, about NFTs, DeFi. Try to keep up with cryptocurrency news. I try to cover a variety of topics with Stranger Than Fiction. I get to talk about the legal fiction, law stuff that I'm very much interested in, and a lot of other people are interested in. I get to talk about spirituality, hidden history, which are all things that are near and dear to me. And it all is under the umbrella of freedom. Okay. Oh, if you haven't checked out the video that I did yesterday, I encourage you to check that out. It's a good video talking about inflation, deflation, disinflation, stagflation, and more. And it talks a little bit more about how you can get that free half ounce of silver and support the channel through Money Metals Exchange. And I'll go ahead and throw that little promo up here for just a moment. I want to check the comments, see what everybody's saying. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Virgo9 said they wasn't going to be able to watch, but wanted to send some good vibrations, and I definitely received them, and I appreciate. And I encourage people to make sure they're subscribed over to Rice TVX2. You can see comments in the comment section. And practice does make perfect. And so we'll get into a little bit more about practice change and why I even use that term. Never rewatch streams. Okay, cool. I couldn't get on Rice TVX1. Yeah, I can see the chat from both. Carolyn Griffins, thanks. Dime Bar, thanks for tuning in. Cat P, thank you. I appreciate. And the video that I want to be talking about, if people want to report it, they're making claims that I'm Antifa and I'm a Marxist, which is considered harassment per YouTube's terms and conditions. So, and it's a War Castles video, but it's not from War Castles. They just happen to put it up. And I'll share the gentleman who did the video, which is quite interesting. Polly P, thanks for tuning in. Yeah. No, and I definitely don't try to get in any more trouble. As I've told people with studying the legal fiction, I don't have any impending legal situations that I'm trying to get out of. I'm just trying to learn this for the sake of getting out of the system and taking dominion and being a sovereign individual, being accountable for my actions and who I am. Which again, just enforces this whole idea that it doesn't matter who you've been in the past, as long as you learn from your mistakes. As long as you learn from everything that you do, not just the bad stuff, but everything that you do, and you take that into account on a daily basis, the more you do this, again, practice makes perfect. But the more that you do this, the more that you become mindful of it. And the more that you start becoming aware of everything, littering, how your interactions are with other people and how they affect other people, how they affect you. So taking the opportunity to evaluate who you are, your experiences, what's good about your life and what's bad about your life, what's positive, what's negative, and you do that with every experience, you start to develop a mindful nature of improving who you are and practicing every day to be a better you. Henceforth, practice change. So for someone to make a video to try to expose my past and call me out on stuff that I've admitted, I don't have a perfect past. I'm not completely proud of everything that I've done in my past, and I made a lot of silly mistakes. A lot of it had to do with drug addiction, alcohol abuse, working 19 years as a DJ in strip clubs, which I've gotten away from. This is my full-time job. This is what I do. I try to educate people, help people, try to provide information. And for people that want to support the channel, this has no effect on that. Anything that I might have done in the past has no effect on the videos that I produce and whether somebody wants to send a contribution or tip to me. Because I've had people say, oh, you have larceny on your record. There's one count of larceny where I had possession of stolen tags, where I was driving around with tags of a friend of mine's tags who didn't want to get in trouble for allowing me to use the tags. And I didn't want that person to get in trouble. So I have a larceny charge for that. That's the only theft that's on my record. There is resisting arrest. There is some other charges that were dismissed. So if you're looking at cases, make sure you look at convictions and make sure you look at dismissals. And it is a lot. Yeah, it is. I had what you would say, or what the law would say, is no respect for authority or the law. But for those who study legal fiction, would that necessarily be a bad thing? For the most part, I'm not going to say every single incident, but for the most part, they are not harmful to other people. I have had 2 DUIs, which could be considered harmful, and some assault charges, which, again, if people want to reach out to me and communicate with me about this, you're more than welcome to. But that does not define who I am today. Am I hiding from who I was? Absolutely not. I've told people on plenty of occasions that I was homeless and in prison. So when I got my second DUI, I got caught driving a few times while was on probation for driving with a revoked license and a DUI. I had 3 charges pending, so I went ahead and just activated my probation. I was in a relationship at the time that ended, and I was supposed to be going to prison in about a month to 40 days, 30 to 40 days. They kept extending my court date out. I chose to stay in homeless shelters. I did that until the winter came, and then I started staying with a friend and paying rent. And I did this so I could save money, so that when I got out of prison, I wouldn't be broke and I could start off. And when I got out of prison, while I was in prison, I got my GED, went ahead and got that done and over with. And then when I got out, I started going to school for business administration. And up until my final semester, I had a 4.0 GPA. I ended up with a 3.92 GPA. Straight A's, 1B. At 40 years old. And another thing too, in this video, all the things that they're talking about are old things. So it just makes no sense that it would even be brought up. But again, practice change is at the core of what I do. If you go onto my YouTube channel, onto my about section, because the individual in the video, the anonymous spaceman, who I will name and share his Telegram information in the conversation I had with the individual, wants to call me a hypocrite because of the things that I'm talking about in my video description, but fails to recognize or even admit that I haven't been in any trouble in 6 or 7 years, and that I am on a path of change, and that this path of practice change is something that's been very effective for my life and others around me. I've been in a relationship with the same woman for several years. We have a great relationship, and I'm very transparent about everything I do. I try to operate as a glass house. I try to be as transparent as possible, because if I'm ever going to have to call somebody out on anything, I've got to be able to withstand the same. And if and I kind of think about it from the perspective of the movie that Eminem did, in that movie 8 Mile, where at the end of the movie, they're having their freestyle rap off, and like they're basically just trying to like chop down who Eminem was as an individual, as a character, Rabbit or whatever his name was in a movie. And then he just kind of gets fed up, and he just ends up, Eminem as his character, just basically in his rap part, just kind of lets out every negative thing he can about himself. And he's like, what now? And that's the attitude that I have. So this guy puts out this video, and Warcastles puts it on their channel, and he's going through my criminal past stuff from 2002, 2004, 2007, 2012, I think was the latest thing that they had. But again, I haven't been in any trouble since 2014 and 2015. And even then, it was, I think, a really isolated incident. So I don't think I've really been in much trouble since about 2014. It might have been when I got my last driving with a revoked license charge. And I don't drive anymore. I haven't been driving since 2015. So a good 6 years. But again, people want to call me out because of me challenging Russell J. Gould, colon master Russell J. Gould, who's got a cult following of these crazy Kool-Aid drinkers, this quantum grammar community. And I've had 2 videos being made by the quantum grammar community, and I've had a lot of attacks on my social media sites and on my channels, which I've aired, and I'll share those videos, which are all linked down below in the video description, which I'll just go ahead real quick and just share so people can see these videos, and then I'll come back to the chat. So again, these are all linked down below. The practice change playlist, I encourage you to check that out. The first practice change video I put out in January 25th of 2018. So here we are on September 15th, 2021. A good 3.5 years after the fact. Been on that path, and this just reinforces all of that. So you could check out this video. These are all on Odyssey. Some of them are on YouTube, not all of them. This video and the next one, Russell's press secretary, Rachel, daughter Prince, she attacked my channel with copyright strike, which would have given me 2 strikes and ultimately would have killed my channel. And you wouldn't be watching me on Rice TV, which is why I have Rice TV X too. So make sure you subscribe. And then the other video is this one. And the videos are me challenging Russell, not for his position, just to get him to quit. Because Russell's been talking a talk, not walking a walk, since 1999. He's not proven anything. He's nothing but a fraud. He does lie to people. He steals from people. He's a coward. He attacks me through YouTube. He's a hypocrite trying to take away my free speech. The other videos is this video where they attack my channel because of those first 2 videos you just saw, because they don't want there to be any videos that are out that are negative about Russell. So anything that's negative about Russell, they want to attack. And I had to separate myself because I do not endorse him. I do not support him. I interviewed him twice with Stan Barabbas from Bodhisattva Love. And again, it was just a bunch of talk. We gave him opportunities to show action, stand up, and show performance, and he failed to do so, which he's done since 1999. But yet somehow these quantum grammar Kool-Aid drinkers are just caught up in his delusion. And I'm not saying this about everybody who's involved in the quantum grammar community. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with quantum grammar. There could be some use for it in contracts, but definitely not in instant messages and communications, which I'll share here in a minute with the anonymous spaceman. The next video was the video I did where Sergeant Robert Horton allowed me to share some of his interview, basically 90% of the interview, minus an incident that he didn't want to be shared publicly, about why he's no longer involved with Russell, and to explain what happened with the separation between the two. Russell then tries to attack my channel with copyright strikes because of this, because he doesn't want this interview to be aired. He doesn't want people to see it because he doesn't want there to be any negative press about him. So then I had to put this video out. And I'm really getting tired of putting these videos out. So Russell, if you're listening, which you probably are, again, you have an open invitation to come on the channel. Not only that, so does this dude, the anonymous spaceman, Clarence Good. This video is really funny. It's linked down below. I talk about that in this video with For the Love of Grammar reaction, because there's some really crazy cult talk in here, which I'll bring up here in a minute, because the anonymous spaceman has some crazy cult talk as well. And that's the thing too that people need to make sure that they're paying attention to. And I've shared this before. This is basically the same article. One is on the Religion News blog, and one is from Cult Education Institute. And it's entitled, Parents Want to Take Jailed Brainwashed Son Home. He was arrested for serving fake lawsuits on officials. This goes into the parents of Russell J. Gould, who at the time 30 in 2004, whose adherence to the philosophies of David Wynn Miller's landed him in trouble with the law. So their son has been brainwashed. And they want to take him home, back to their Wyoming home while his court case is pending. And you can read this article in full yourself. In full, it's Bruce, and Bruce Gould is his dad, and Stella Gould is his mother. So Bruce and Stella are Russell J. Gould's parents. If anybody has contact with Bruce and Stella, I would love to communicate with them and even invite them on the channel for an interview. But again, these are linked down below so that you could check this out. This is when Russell was in jail on a bond, and his parents, again, Stella and Bruce Gould, want to get him and take him home because he's been brainwashed and he's part of a cult. So this is the video in question. It's titled Larceny on the Loose, Rice Crypto, Rice TVX, Chris Rice busted again. So what I'm going to do is real quick, take a moment and let's see what we got going on in the chat. And then I'm going to share some informations. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Again, if you're not subscribed, make sure you're subscribed. And if you're not familiar with Russell J. Gould or that situation, don't waste your time. Don't even watch the videos unless you're just looking for some interesting entertainment. This is very childish. Again, the invitation is open for Russell J. Gould and Clarence Good to come on my channel and face me man to man and deal with this, instead of these petty little things where you have quantum grammar cult Kool-Aid members who are making videos about me that just make no sense. One of which, the one I shared here a moment ago, the For the Love of Grammar reaction, you've got this guy named Gordon Schiller who says that Russell is the savior of the world. And then you have this other guy, and I'm trying to remember his name. I'm failing to remember it, but he's talking about having visions of him and Russell. And he said that Russell was Archangel Michael and that he was Archangel Gabriel, and that he would vouch that Russell was the seventh angel. So that's another one of the titles that his cult members want to give Russell J. Gould, is calling him the seventh angel, which is completely crazy. Karen McNeil, everyone has a past, but your misdemeanors are nothing compared to some who are worshipped among YouTube. And I agree. And, I'm not going to I'm not going to stoop as low as them and share Russell J. Gould and other people's criminal records. It's beyond the point. So I'm just not going to do it. Falcon Hoof, my issues with the so-called authority was the first thing I told folks on Revolution News and Information. No one owns that but myself. All the best at Rice TVX. Don't let the bastards get you down. I appreciate that, Falcon. Polly, thank you. You're a friend of mine, and you see that. You see me sometimes when I drink and I do things I regret, but we always learn. So, I mean, again, I'm not perfect. I never claimed to be. I never claimed to be free of sin and never commit any crime in my life. And yeah, misery does love company, which is very sad. And they're attacking my channel because I'm assuming that people are listening to what I'm saying about Russell being a liar and a thief, a hypocrite, using YouTube to try to stifle and take away my free speech over frivolous claims. But to make agreements with people, promises, contracts, verbally or written down, and take money to perform what the contracts are about and get paid in some capacity and not render those services and not return the funds is lying and stealing. Russell has yet to even respond to my challenges. He had no problem communicating with me when we were interviewing him, when he thought we were supporting him. But now that I'm not on his side, I can't get anything out of him except for, it's Joe Holt. That's who the guy who says he's Gabriel. Except for the For the Love of Grammar video with Winifred the Pooh and her crew. And then this video that I'm going to be sharing with, what did I say his name was? Clarence Good. Yeah. All right. So let me continue on. I do appreciate everybody for tuning in. I can't get through to all the comments. David Michael, thanks. And Kat Peterson, I appreciate you saying that. Some people again said not to make this video, but it just reinforces everything about me being on this path of change. So it doesn't matter what I may or may not have done, because it doesn't define who I am today. And it doesn't affect me trying to be the change that I want to see in this world, help educate and empower other people, and provide valuable content and good information, and try to help people to think for themselves and do their own research. Okay, so let me go ahead and stop this screen share that you can't see and do a screen share with my Telegram information, because this is where I found Clarence Good. And I reached out to him. Let's see, did he say something to me since I've been live? Nah. No, but I mean, I invited him on the show. He wants to make a video talking about my past, even talking about how people should be given a second chance to be and to redeem themselves, but then failed to mention that these are all old issues and that nothing has happened in 6 or 7 years, and that I'm clearly on a path of change, and that my description on my about section on my YouTube channel talking about practice change being at the core of everything, it just reinforces all that. Because again, that is not who I am today. I am a new man every day that I wake up, and I learn from all my experiences, good and bad. And that sometimes I still make bad decisions, but I still do my best to learn from them. So I reached out to him last night. He wouldn't respond. Finally, this morning, the guy responds. He's like, and he's communicating in quantum grammar, which also, if you're watching this and you're part of the quantum grammar community, you can even say that his quantum grammar is not consistent, and it doesn't make any sense. I just thought I had a text message. Sorry about that. So, I mean, Boyd, what's pathetic is you, my friend, for your joinder of the Horton is with the national security performance violations. Wrong lead of the people is with the claim by the criminal Marxist Chris Wayne Rice TVX. Again, I'm not a Marxist, and I'm not Antifa, which he stated several times. But again, so he thinks I'm upset about this. I'm not upset because I've been thinking about how can I do a video about practice change to let people know who haven't watched my older content, what am I talking about when I say I encourage you to be the change by practicing change? Because I end pretty much all my videos with that. So it's practicing being a better you every day and learning from all your mistakes, which I've been doing, and I encourage people to do. I can't encourage people to be the change if I'm not doing it myself. That would make me a hypocrite. And I've done this publicly, so I would have to be accountable to it. So I'm not a hypocrite. So the guy has his own YouTube channel, which apparently he didn't post this video on. He's got 41 subscribers. So I'm not even going to bother to share his channel, but you can find him here. He's online right now. Maybe he's even watching this video. If you are, Clarence, again, you have an open invitation to come on the channel. So where I'm just going to try to show here where I invited the dude. Then accept my invite and come on my channel. And again, it's just nothing. Let's see here. Will you not accept my invitation to come on my channel, or are you going to hide like Russell? You hard of the hearing. You know, which again, it's not even written out in correct quantum grammar here. So this is just gibberish babble. Plus, he also combines it with Hood Ebonic talk with his whatever. Hilarious. Void of the joinder with you or of your fiction podcast, Chris. So I'm assuming, trying to translate this, that he is trying to say that he won't come on my show because my show is not real. Clearly, I'm real and my show is real. And all you people who are watching this are real as well, I think. But yeah, so he's like with his whatever in quantum grammar. So I'm like, you really do have problems. Is that quantum ebonics? Fiction is as fiction does. Which makes complete sense because this guy does kind of remind me of a type of Forrest Gump. So quantum trap talk. I'm very real. I'm very transparent. Public can't say the same for the anonymous spaceman suffering from delusions. And he says, void care about scribers. Performance of fact is with the duty of the postmaster. Curious who you work for. Criminal history that long and of you not in jail. Sounds fishy. Work on your grammar and work on your spelling, Clarence. And again, you have an open invitation as well as Master Russell J. Gould to come on the channel. I would love to invite both of you on the channel because I would like to face my accusers. And I think that I have that right. But people want to act like say they're a man, but they're not a man and act foolish. So let's get this video pulled up. Stop the screen share. Real quick, let me see what's going on here. No, I agree. He is not good content, and I'm not going to continue making these videos. It just, again, it gave me a chance to really talk about what the practice change message was about, and for me to address this a little bit publicly, which I don't plan on doing much beyond this. David Michael was apparently burned by this Clarence Good, the anonymous spaceman with delusions as well, in addition to others, because he finds it his job to protect his master, Russell J. Gould. Yeah, I've tried to warn Scott McKay because he seems to be endorsing. Totally. That's exactly what this is. And I guess I forgot to send you the memo, Cold Beer Confessional. You guys make sure you check out Will's channel. He's good people. Appreciate tuning in, Will. Hey, CBC, good seeing you, hyphen. Have a nice hyphen. Yeah, have a nice hyphen. So let me go ahead and share this video here, and then I'll go through my notes that I wrote. I'm not going to share everything that I wrote because it's not really even worth the time. I mean, you're more than welcome to watch the video, 100%. It starts off with just gibberish. The volume is really low, so you're gonna have to turn the volume way up to be able to hear what's being said. And he keeps talking about himself as a captain of a galaxy class starship, like as if he's really a galaxy class starship captain. And he talks about his crew that helps maintain his ship and his impulse engine. I'm not sure if that's just part of his spiel or if that's part of his mental illness. But the other thing that really kind of got to me is, at first he's like saying he's wanting to call out bad actors, and then he's saying, but before he gets into it, he wants to give honor and glory. And I thought he was going to like say something about Christ, God, creator, source, but instead he's like, I want to give honor and glory to Chief Russell J. Gould, and I would never give honor and glory to another man. I would only give honor and glory to God, creator, source, which I'm trying to do more and more in my daily life. So, I mean, it's obviously already starting out with this cult gibberish, this Kool-Aid drinking quantum grammar gibberish. And again, you can refer back to the video For the Love of Grammar, where Gordon is saying that Russell J. Gould is the savior of the world. And Joel Holt says that Russell is the seventh angel, that he would vouch that he's the seventh angel. And he has visions that Russell is Archangel Michael, while Joe Holt is Archangel Gabriel. And they frolic around, and their energy is just massive, and they're happy together. And he would vouch that Russell J. Gould is the seventh angel. And that is all the kind of gibberish that you would hear from this Jim Jones cult that people have heard about, or all these other cults that people have heard about. Even Russell J. Gould's parents were concerned that he's involved in a cult, but now he's become the cult leader, which is strange in and of itself. So then he's just going in and talking about my criminal record and talking about things from, like I said, 2002, 2004, 2007, 2012. Yeah, I mean, it's 26 pages, and the majority of them are driving without a revoked license, or driving with a revoked license, or driving without a license, which a lot of people in the legal fiction space challenge. Because do I have a right to travel? And I did tell people that one of my first things about learning the legal fiction was about this very issue of driving. So it just reinforces what I've been saying all along. But again, your past doesn't define you. It only defines you if you do not learn from your past and you continue harming other people and affecting other people in a negative way. So let me see here. We should have audio. Let me know if you guys can hear this, because, and this is fair use that I'm sharing this, but I don't even know if you're going to be able to hear this at all. Just let me know if you can hear any of this.
We have bad actors, little ships lost at the sea, making entries. What is an entry, guys? No try. EN means no. No try. So the captain of the Galaxy class starship is here. And I cruise this border all day long. Sometimes I'm not around. Sometimes some of y'all get through. Not a problem. It's just like any border. I'm by myself usually at the border. I got my crew, but they don't do much. They usually maintaining the ship, making sure the ship is running. You know what I'm saying? Making sure the
He sounds absolutely crazy. Talking about his Galaxy Starship cruiser.
Things is running the starship like that seem to be the lot of the day. But that is not factual, now time, now space volition. And so today I'm here to expose another bad actor. He's about to become much more well known once I'm done today. My fellow commandants, my fellow spirits in journey. I love all you guys. And I love the chief. And like me, the chief is about solutions. I'm about bringing solutions to the table. Definitely Chief is. Okay, we all notice there's no.
Now, dude says that Chief's all about solutions. He's talking about Russell J. Gould, Colin Master Russell J. Gould. And since 1999, he hasn't provided any proof or any solutions or anything. Since 1999, this is 2021. We're like 3.5, 4 months away from 2022. I mean, we're talking over 20 years he's been talking the talk. When is he going to start performing? What are all these claims he's making that he's not acting upon? If somebody can please provide real actual proof that Russell J. Gould has done something, please let me know.
Question in that at all. And this is what this lesson is about today. Solutions, paradigms.
Speaking of solutions, obviously I interview a lot of different people who are trying to provide solutions, and I'm even still trying to work together to bring together some of those people so that we can have better solutions. So solutions is one of my focus points. This guy even admitted he didn't even do his research, doesn't know why I'm upset with Russell, doesn't feel like anybody has a right to be upset with Russell. Actually, he thinks I hate Russell, and I don't hate Russell. I just dislike Russell a great deal, but I try not to hate anybody. I just dislike him.
Actually, that's good. That's a good thing to go into paradigm shifts. In order for you to have a paradigm shift, your paradigm needs to solve problems that the old paradigm.
I'm trying to find this piece.
Starship. I always start off, and as I will continue to start off, with is always given honor, glory to our commander in chief. With is always given honor. I always start off, and as I will continue to start off. With is always given honor, glory to our commander in chief.
So you guys, everybody had to hear that. Giving honor and glory to the chief. So I'm not going to play the entirety of this video. I'm not even going to play anymore. If you listen to it, there's parts where he's calling me a Marxist and claiming that I'm Antifa, calling me white George Floyd. Feel free to report the channel. I'm encouraging people to do that. Russell and Rachel are attacking my channel and putting frivolous claims against me. So if you support the channel and you feel so inclined to do so, you can report the channel. All you need to do, if you can't figure it out, is you'll see these 3 little dots here on the desktop version. And you should have them also on the mobile version. And it gives you an option to report. It gives you an option of what to choose. There's hateful and abusive content. It's also harassment and bullying, cyberbullying. I mean, calling me Antifa and a Marxist and white George Floyd is not factual, and it's slandering. I could even look at a lawsuit, but it's not worth me going into that aspect. And I'm not even really trying to defend what the guy is saying in the video, because again, I'm not defined by my past. It's just more or less reinforcing where I'm at today. And the guy couldn't even acknowledge any of that stuff. So again, I'm asking him to be a man and come on my show. The invite's open for you, Clarence. And let's see, I want to make sure I got everything covered in my notes that I just wanted to talk to people. Apparently I'm bad just because I don't like Russell J. Gould. And again, he's talking about me being a hypocrite. Says that I'm jealous of, I guess, him and Russell, but I'm not jealous of people who just talk and don't perform. People who don't walk the walk. There's no reason to be jealous. And I try not to be jealous about anything that anybody does. I literally try to be the change that I want to see in this world. And do that, and generally try not to pay this kind of stuff attention. But It gives me a chance to talk about practice change, gives me a chance to let you know that Russell J. Gould is still hiding and still using his cult members to do this. And again, Russell, I would like to end this and have you accept my invitation for my challenge. However you want to define that, we can figure that out. We can discuss that. And you have the open invitation to come on my channel and talk about the things that Sergeant Robert Horton said and what I've been talking about in my previous videos. So the invitation is open for Russell J. Gould and the anonymous spaceman Clarence Good. Let me see if there's anything else. Oh, he wanted to know why I don't like Russell. So Russell, again, he doesn't perform. He just lies to people about what he's apparently accomplished, can't prove any of his claims, and isn't performing any of the claims that he's claiming he's doing. In addition to that, I know of multiple people that he's made agreements with, gotten paid for, and not performed and not returned the funds, which is lying and stealing. I've had interactions with this press secretary who's attacking my channel with copyright claims, and she is speaking on his behalf. I've had issues with Russell J. Gould attacking my channel, using YouTube, signing his legal name, using YouTube because he's so almighty powerful. The Colon Master, Seventh Angel, Russell J. Gould has to contact YouTube for copyright claims. And you know what he was told? He was told that I have fair use, that what I was using was fair use and protected. That's what YouTube told Russell J. Gould, and I covered it in the last video I talked about. So he is disrespectful to the majority of his students, and he is condescending, egotistical, narcissistic individual with mental illness problems. So that's why I don't like Russell J. Gould. I've interviewed Russell J. Gould. I've had conversations with Russell. I was told by Rachel Dara Prince before I interviewed Russell J. Gould that if I would have interviewed Sergeant Robert Horton, that I would have been court-martialed into quantum grammar and I would never have gotten an interview with Russell J. Gould. So we waited until after we did the interviews with Russell before we did, or I did anything with Sergeant Robert Horton. And you can check out all those videos. But I'm the white George Floyd with my 26-page criminal record, which is mainly misdemeanor traffic offenses, violations of no license, revoked license, no insurance. The larceny was stolen tags. I didn't break anybody's house. I didn't steal something from somebody. And there are assault charges, and you're more than welcome to reach out to me about that. Isolated situations. But again, we're not defined by our past. Me challenging Russell J. Gould and being transparent about my conversations with Russell has nothing to do with my past, because he's acting as if I'm attacking Rachel for a particular reason. And I've only attacked Rachel, and I wouldn't even call it attack Rachel, only in response to her attacking my channel with 2 copyright claims. And then I had the Max Egan interview, which gave me a strike, and then I would have lost my channel. So I made the right decision by removing those videos. You can watch the interviews and all the content on Library and on Odyssey. And I'll show you what you can do with that real quick. I got to stop this screen share and do another one real quick. And then I can show you how to look up that information. So if you would like to look up my interviews or my videos about Russell J. Gould, all you need to do is go to my Odyssey channel, go in the search menu on my channel, just type in his last name. It comes up. My workouts, videos, the interviews with Russell J. Gould, why I don't support or endorse him, my challenges, no response, and then all this gibberish, and then this video. So real easy to find it. I'm not hiding it. I deleted them from YouTube because of the frivolous claims of copyright infringement, which was all just lies. But this is who Russell J. Gould is. I never claimed to be perfect. Never claimed to be something that I'm not. So this guy says that he's the type of guy to give everyone a chance to redeem themselves. I've been admitting who I am for years, and I've been on my path to change for years. So how is that giving me an opportunity to redeem myself? He's upset that I do not support or endorse Russell J. Gould. And none of those individuals, him included, Winifred Adams, Gordon Schiller, Joe Holt, Clarence Good. None of these individuals who are trying to attack me are addressing the issues of Russell being a liar, a thief, a coward, and a hypocrite. None of them are addressing that. None of them are addressing the fact that I'm challenging Russell J. Gould to get him to quit his antics, to stop doing what he's doing, to just go away. Nobody wants him around. He's full of shit. All he's been doing is lying. I'm not a Marxist. I'm not Antifa. And with him saying that, there's valid reasons to report the channel. So I didn't want to go to this level. I reported the channel. Several of my viewers have reported the channel. If you feel so inclined to do so, you're more than welcome. If you want to reach out to me in regards to the video, you're more than welcome to do that. What I really encourage you to do the most of all is to go and check out my playlist section and watch these practice change videos and get an understanding, a comprehension of what practice change is, why it's important to me, and why I've been talking about this for over 3 years on my YouTube channel and for about 4 years on my social media. You can go on my Facebook account and see this. Look for hashtag practice change, because I hashtag it a lot. You'll see how much this has been a part of my life and why it's made me accountable to something, because I couldn't be accountable to myself. There was plenty of times in the past, and I've talked about this in other videos, where I would want to go in a better direction in my life, and then something would happen. I would get comfortable, whatever the situation might be, and fall back into bad habits. It was recognizing that and getting away from it. And that's what I've been doing ever since. Running away, learning from it, not hiding from it, and becoming a better me. So this judgmental anonymous spaceman, he has no knowledge of me. He even admitted he had no clue. All he's doing is just reading what he sees on the channel and going through my criminal record without actually watching any of my content, without seeing my interviews with Russell, without seeing the videos of me talking about challenging Russell and why, without even having a comprehension as to why I don't support or endorse Russell J. Gould and why I'm challenging him. Not for his position in the quantum grammar or his position as colon master, but just to get him to stop and go away. And I hope people appreciate that. You know, I hope my channel has been under attack with just frivolous claims. So, I mean, at this point, the Kool-Aid cult members are going to continue doing what they're doing. So anything that people can do to help support the channel by reporting the War Castles video, I'd greatly appreciate it. M Seeker, thank you so much for your support, brother. I really appreciate you. And if you want to start doing some grifter videos about Russell, obviously me and Pimpy can provide a lot of information to you. And the more people who are putting out videos about, I call them fools Gould, the more people that aren't going to be affected and harmed because of this individual. Because his live claims or claims of the life have no effect. He's a fraud. He's never been in the military. He's never held a postmaster position. The military, the governments, no worldly power recognizes him in any capacity to be anything. If he has achieved his own sovereignty, then all people are doing is contracting with him. So you're contracting with a guy who has his own playground that nobody else recognizes. That's it. And he's the dictator of said group, people, country, whatever the hell they call it, because quantum grammars went through a couple different names. It was called the truth language. And there was a unity states before when David Wynn Miller was alive. And once David Wynn Miller was gone, then Russell became the cult leader. And then people continued to drink his Kool-Aid looking for a savior because they don't want to do something to step up on their own and be accountable and actually do something to be the change they want to see in this world. They would rather have somebody else do it. And some people pick Colon Master, Seventh Angel, Russell J. Fool Gould. It's just crazy, man. And I really don't want to put this much time into this subject. But practice change is extremely important to me. Andy Lee, thank you. I appreciate that. And thank you for recognizing that. It means a great deal. Mama Bear, Lynn Owens, again, Falcon Hoof, Phil C, Carolyn Griffiths, M, appreciate you, brother. Cat P, appreciate everybody for tuning in. Real quick. Yeah, like the colon master is the best way to describe it. Totally the best way to describe it. And happy to work with you and people to expose the grifter fool bud. Message me for sure, man. And you're more than welcome to do the same with the lady that you messaged me about before. I don't want to give anything away with some of your research, but you're more than welcome to go on that route, because there might be one more interview left with me with her. I'm trying to get my ducks in a row and prepare this the best potential way that I can. So I do encourage people to make sure that you're subscribed to both channels, Rice TVX and Rice TVX2, the sequel. Make sure you follow me on Odyssey and Library, because again, on Odyssey, I have 100% of my content. All my videos are there. I believe that more than half of my videos, about 65%, if not more, for my YouTube channel. So all my videos are over on Odyssey. And you can also follow me on BitChute. I've got 408 subscribers and 2 videos. I'm going to be uploading more videos there. I really don't care for BitChute, but there's a lot of people that use the platform, so probably going to be uploading videos there. Make sure, if you're interested in supporting the channel, check out my Patreon channel. There is some free videos available on my Patreon. I did record a video while I was at the beach in Nag's Head that I encourage people to check out, called Take Time. It's a free video, and there's plenty of other free videos, but you can support me directly by becoming a patron. And I have my PayPal, my Cash App, and my coin tree information. My crypto address is listed below in the video description. And just because I have a criminal past doesn't mean that you shouldn't feel necessarily inclined to send me a tip or contribution because you support the work that I'm doing. I earn about $500 to $600 a month between YouTube and Patreon, and it's pretty transparent, and I leave that information available on my Patreon channel, and you can look up the information on YouTube yourself. You're more than welcome to do that. So everything that I talked about in today's video is linked down below in the video description. I was trying to make sure there wasn't something else that I wanted to cover. Yeah, no, Travis, I get it. And that's why a lot of people said, you don't need to make this video. But it was more of like really just reinforcing this idea of practice change. I mean, this guy just gave me the right ammunition, right time to put out this video. I mean, my channel's been growing. I'm getting a lot of new subscribers. And I end every video with be the change by practicing change. So it's only makes sense to make a video explaining what practice change is all about and encouraging other people to do the same thing, because the more of us that act as the change and be the change that we want to see in the world, the more that we can actually make and affect change. And when enough people take a stand, nothing can stand against the people. Can Russell J. Gould redeem himself? Sure, he can start performing on all the things he was supposed to do, or return the funds. He can come out and make a public apology to the people he's done wrong. Try to right all those wrongs. I'm not saying that Russell's not capable of redeeming himself. I'm saying that who Russell is today is a liar, a thief, a coward, a hypocrite, and not qualities of somebody that should be a leader, especially a self-chosen leader who doesn't allow for an election to take place, as him being the dictator, judge, jury, and executioner of his little quantum grammar playground with all of his Kool-Aid drinkers. I do appreciate the people in the quantum grammar community who aren't supporting Russell, who are trying to learn quantum grammar for the reasons that it could be beneficial, that don't support Russell and all of his fraud actions. So, again, I do appreciate everybody for tuning in. I did get rid of one strike that people know about that. And when I did a video talking about a small victory about a month ago, when I got that first strike removed and was just down to one strike, somewhere in the next 3 or 4 weeks, my other strike will be removed. So then I will be at 0 strikes. So right now my channel is at 1 strike. The The thing is, there are records of Russell and Rachel attacking my channel, and I've already spoken and communicated with this in regards to YouTube. So I'm not really necessarily worried about Russell and Rachel trying to report my channel. But I am, I have no problem with people communicating truth. But when this guy wanted to mix in speculation with my criminal record and then calling me an Antifa and a Marxist and a white George Floyd, completely uncalled for, completely harassment, completely bullying, completely harmful against me and my character and my brand. And the things that I talk about with Russell, I back up with fact. But when somebody's trying to expose me about things that I did 10, 15, 20 years ago, when that's not who I am, and I'm open about everything, it's just, to me, it's ridiculous. It's funny. I wasn't even really upset. I was going to make a video last night, but I wanted to let the emotions that the slight upsetness that could have came through to just dissipate. That way that when I did this video, I would be very clear and level-headed in regards to my thought process, because I thanked the guy, and when it came down to it, because it just reinforces me being the change I want to see in this world. It reinforces me trying to explain to people that you're not judged by your past and that you can be who you are based off learning from those experiences and becoming a better person. Does everybody learn from their experiences and become a better person? Absolutely not. Are people capable of it? Yes. And I am an example of that. And I would not be talking about this if I didn't walk the walk. And that's my problem with Russell J. Gould, is that he does not walk the walk. He just talks his talk, his gibberish babble, his non-performance. And it's sad. And I just want people to be aware of this. So they're not being harmed. They're not being affected. They're not putting faith into an individual who doesn't deserve it and won't perform. So I do appreciate you guys for tuning in. I'm going to be doing a video tomorrow. I'm trying to figure out what that is. I was going to do the video tonight on this topic. I've got to figure out how to present it. So stay tuned for a video tomorrow. I'm probably going to be doing a happy hour at 6:30 or 7 o'clock p.m. on Odyssey with my friend Eric Sullivan from Consent to the Governed and possibly Pimpy from Pimpy's Investment Chat for a happy hour rice bowl roundtable conversation. And Friday evening at 7 o'clock p.m. It's not scheduled yet. There will be an episode of Crypto Rewind with my co-host Satoshi Sean as we cover the last week in crypto. And there'll be other videos coming out in the meantime. And I've got lots of stuff scheduled over the next few weeks. So just stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe to all the above. Links are down below for everything I've talked about. I'm not hiding nothing. I'm very open, very transparent, just like a decentralized blockchain. And I encourage everyone else to do the same. And I couldn't do that if I wasn't doing it myself. Check out this video that I put out yesterday. Hold on one second here. Okay. So check out this video that I put out yesterday. If you want a little bit more of an economics 101 and have a better understanding and comprehension about what these things are, inflation, deflation, disinflation, and also so you can take advantage and get your free half ounce of silver as well from Money Metals Exchange. Be a first-time buyer and use that promo code RICE, R-I-C-E. And yeah, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. And again, if you feel inclined to report the video, I'd appreciate it if you feel inclined to comment on the video. Show some support for me. It'd be greatly appreciated. Other than that, I end it like I end it. I encourage you, as always, to be the change by practicing change.